Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Finding It with Father podcast. I am your host, Father Jose Alvarez. Thrilled, as always, to welcome you to the podcast. And I certainly hope that you had a lovely, absolutely spectacular and very merry Christmas with your loved ones, and very joyful one, certainly. And I hope that you are continuing to have a wonderful Christmas. And you might be saying, Father, what's wrong with you? Father, in case you haven't noticed, it's over. It's over. Not really. It's just begun. It's just begun. What do I say that? Well, in the secular world, of course, the quote unquote holiday or Christmas season runs pretty much from Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas Day, but not so in the Catholic Church. Clearly, in the Catholic Church, we are preparing for Christmas, as a lot of these episodes that we have released have been trying to help you do. During the season in the church that we call the Advent season, Advent, before the coming. And Christmas is a season, it's a short season that we celebrate in the church. It's about 2.5 weeks long, and it begins on Christmas Day, and it extends through the next 2 Sundays until when we celebrate the feast of the baptism of the Lord. And then it comes to an end and we get into ordinary time. But the Christmas season, what do we focus on? Well, yes, we focus on the birth and growth of Jesus. We focus on what the Gospels pretty much tell us. There aren't a ton of accounts, but we take a good look at what happened as Jesus was born and as he began to grow, how God was with Joseph and Mary and the child Jesus and helping them in the midst of their joys, but very especially in the midst of their challenges. And boy, they had some, no doubt about it. But, of course, right smack in the middle of the Christmas season, about a week into it, we have New Year's Day. Of course, it's a new beginning, just like Christmas season is all about new beginnings and helping, having God help us discover those new beginnings. And every time that we flip the calendar right into a new calendar year, we certainly look forward to new beginnings. We always have some things to look forward to. And of course, what is classic at this time is people make New Year's resolutions. They make all kinds of New Year's resolutions. Some are very good. Some are very practical. Some are well thought out. Some can be rather impulsive. Some are maybe not as well conceived, and certainly, that from experience, not as well carried out. But on this episode, what we're going to focus on is what is possibly the best New Year's resolution that we could make. And we're going to see, again, like we did before Thanksgiving, right? We're going to go out into the highways and byways here in our parish and our school and find out what kind of resolutions people are making. We're going to have a variety of interesting people from all ages and all kinds of personalities telling us what it is they're going to try to work on in the new year. I'm sure we'll think of something ourselves that we're going to work on. And, we're going to get a variety of different realities named there. But then I'm just going to, aside from whatever it is that those people want to do, aside from whatever it is that we may want to do, I'll give you something. I'm going to give our viewers, our listeners, something to focus on that'll be the best New Year's resolution you can make, and that hopefully if you start practicing it, it'll last. But before we get into all of that, as always, we'll ask you to encourage you, right, to subscribe to our channel so you can be alerted when these episodes come out, and hit the like button. That's always going to help us. And most importantly, share. Hey, keep sharing this podcast with a lot of people. People watching us locally, people watching us in different pockets of the country. We're so grateful for the feedback, such positive feedback, ideas that we get from people here and there with the podcast. And also, we, as always, invite you to consider becoming a sponsor. You know that the sponsorship funding that we receive all goes to building up our reserves so that we, very importantly, can continue to bring about new beginnings, right here and out there to you. We use the funding and those reserves to build up what we have in place to bring on new creations, to renovate, right? To expand the resources so that we can continue to bring on significant, relevant outreach to so many people, like this podcast is trying to do, help people find new life. So all you have to do, we're very grateful, of course, to all of our sponsors, all those who have sponsored us already, those who continue to sponsor us. Contact Denise Roca and have her set up with you a sponsorship package that is meaningful to you, that you can accommodate. We have all kinds of packages. You can be a supporting sponsor. You can be an elite presenting sponsor. We'd love it if you could do that. But talk to her, and she will set you up for the new year. So let's now get out there. Let's see what people are going to try to work on in this new year, and let's pray that they can be effective at it. Hit it. Young lady, I'm going to ask you a very important question. What's going to be your New Year's resolution? What are you going to promise to try to do better next year?
To be a good listener.
That's important. Good luck with that. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
To not be on electronics that much, and to be more active.
I love the electronics part. Right, hey, you're on the Finding It with Father podcast, or the podcast has found you. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
Eat healthier.
That's no fun, man. Dignified young man, responsible young man. We'll find out. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
I don't know.
I guess you'll tell us in the new year. Young lady, what's going to be your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is to live through January to June with a smile on my face.
Well, that's a good start. Just at least fake it. What are you going to work on in the new year?
Padre, le voy a responder en español, porque mi inglés está bastante malito.
That's the fun part.
Bueno, mi propósito, el primer mes del año va a ser casarme, convalidar el matrimonio. Ese es mi primer propósito.
Let me translate that. He wants to get married in the new year. What's wrong with this guy? Actually, he's going to convalidate his marriage in the Catholic Church. He has a civil marriage, a beautiful wife, good lady. I don't know what she's doing with you. Tell me this. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
My New Year resolution.
Revolution never. Resolution.
Well, being younger.
That's a revolution. What's going to be your New Year's resolution? It's not revolution, it's resolution. What are you going to promise to try to do better in the new year?
to take my medicine more because I cough a lot and I go home early.
Oh my Lord. Okay, take your medicine. Don't, keep your lungs in place. What about you, young lady?
I am gonna try to do better at my work in school.
At your work in school. With the help of Jesus, of course. Very nice. Muchas gracias. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
Probably to get better grades and be closer to my family and probably train harder in sports and get stronger.
I thought you were going to say you're going to try to not kill your brothers or get killed by your brothers, but good luck with all of them.
Thank you.
My New Year's resolution is to spend more time with my family and my friends.
Good. I hope that works out well.
I hope so too. I hope they want to hang out with me too.
We'll see what happens. The New Year's going to be here. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
Get better grades.
Get better grades and avoid going to jail with bad grades.
Yes.
The new year is knocking at our door. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
Well, thank you for asking me. My New Year's resolution will be continue to have health for my family, for myself, with the power of God, with the help of God, the great I am. Continue to be better, set goals for myself, accomplish them, using hopefully with the power, using paradigms, my subconscious mind, and just keep striving and doing better.
That's a long list, bro. That's a very ambitious list. Listen, I just hope that in the new year you don't have to blow that whistle a whole lot. Sir, welcome to the Finding Out with Father podcast. This is your lucky day. What? I have a simple question for you. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
You put me on the spot.
That's the purpose.
I haven't thought of it. To keep the budget.
Very important. What is going to be your New Year's resolution?
Read a lot of books and listen to all your podcasts.
You shouldn't lie as you leave the old year behind. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
I believe eating healthier, spending more time with the family, maintaining the good habits, reinforcing those habits.
That's enough. It was the question was singular, not plural. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
Cooking more homemade meals for the family.
Man, I love the way you think. Can I go to your house?
Of course.
What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
¿Qué vaina me estás diciendo ahí, loco?
I will translate it for you. Te lo voy a traducir. ¿Cuál va a ser tu propósito para el año nuevo?
El mío. Imagínate tú qué podemos hacer. Lo que Dios me dé, lo que me ponga delante, es lo que hay que hacer.
He said a lot of things, but he didn't say what he needed to say, which is comer menos, eat less.
No, hay que comer bastante porque esto me ha costado mucha plata.
I think those of you who speak Spanish understood him. He says you gotta eat a lot. This has cost me a lot of money, so I have a feeling this is going to continuar en el año nuevo. It's going to continue. Muchas gracias. What's going to be your New Year's resolution?
Oh gosh. Okay, so a lot of patience, a lot of family time, and healing within myself.
If you do a lot of family time, that resolution is probably not going to work after 2 days. Very interesting stuff. What can I say? Promises. Well, who knows? Hey, hopefully, we'll all have some level of success with whatever New Year's resolutions we make, and hopefully they can bring about good things in our lives and, help bring about good things in other people's lives as well. But regardless of whatever you want to take on or you feel you need to take on in this new year, here is the best New Year's resolution. Put this on top of everything else. This is like the cherry on top of the cake, okay? This is the best New Year's resolution that we can take on, and this applies to everyone. And as this New Year's resolution comes with a story that I'll share with you. This is a true story. I'm not making any of this up. You know, in my first year of priesthood, which was a while back, 21 and somewhat years ago, I remember on the 2nd of January, I was in a parish as a parochial vicar, and a call was passed on to me that there was this, little old lady that wanted to talk to a priest because she was worried. She urgently needed to talk to a priest. So I pick up the phone, I start speaking with her, and the conversation took place in Spanish, I should say. But what she said to me was, I said, "How can I help you?" And she said, "Oh, Father, I really need to talk to you because I'm so worried. I'm so distraught." And I said, "Well, what are you worried about?" And she said to me, she said, "I'm afraid that I'm going to go to hell." And I kind of chuckled. I said to her, I said, "Well, why do you think that you're going to go to hell?" And she said to me, "Well, Father, a couple of days ago on New Year's Eve, I made the Lord a promise that I wasn't going to have any sweets at all in the new year. And yesterday, I couldn't help it, but I had un pastelito de guayaba. I ate a guava pastry. I wish all my problems were like that." And I said to her, "Listen, I think you can get a great night's sleep because I don't think that you're going to go to hell for eating a guava pastry, un pastelito de guayaba." And she said to me, "Father, are you sure?" And I said, oh, listen, I am more than sure. And I could tell, that she was a bit obsessive. She was a bit scrupulous. And so, as she kept asking me how certain I was and all this and that, I said, "Listen to me." I said, "I'm a priest and I'm talking to you." And I said to her, I said, "Abuela," I said, "Grandma, I am going to give you, in the name of the Holy Roman Catholic Church, I'm going to give you permission to eat." And then before I started getting into the list, I said, "You're not a diabetic, are you?" And she said, "No." I said, "Good." I said, "Look, I give you permission to eat pastelitos de guava pastries in the new year." She said, "Ay, qué bueno. Oh, how good." I said, "I give you permission to eat cake in the new year." "Ay, qué bueno. How good." "I give you permission to eat brownies in the new year." "Oh, how good." "I give you permission to eat candy in the new year." "Oh, how good." I started naming more and more and more and more sugar items. And I thought to myself, well, she told me she's not a diabetic. If by chance she becomes one, I'm going to kill her. No question about it. And then she was thrilled. She was so relieved. And I said to her, I said, "Grandma, listen to me." I said, "Let me tell you one thing. Don't worry about the sweets that come into your mouth. Jesus is far more concerned about the sweetness that goes out of your mouth than the sweetness that comes into it." She said, "Ay, Padre, oh, Father, how beautiful." She probably went out and raided a bakery. God only knows, but hopefully the advice helped her. And, it's very simple, but if we all want to take on a great New Year's resolution, I think the best New Year's resolution that we can take on is to try to be a little sweeter, to give little drops, little trinkets of sweetness to others throughout our day. Don't give them too many sweets. It'll be overwhelming, right? Just little touches of sweetness. Hershey's Kisses, of sorts, right? Lived out, not so much given, but lived out. Because, listen, that's what every single human being, it doesn't matter where they come from, doesn't matter what their background is, doesn't matter what they believe in. Every single human heart is looking for sweetness. Sweetness accomplishes so much. It moves mountains, right? Lord in the Gospels talks about, you know, a grain of mustard, right? If your faith were as big as a grain of mustard, you could move mountains. Well, you know, you can replace that with a grain of sweetness. It can move mountains within you and around you. So there you go. Whatever you decide to tackle in the new year, think about giving out some sweetness to other people. And of course, you know, we wish you a very happy and healthy and prosperous new year, a new year where you can come to find it all the more deeply. You can discover the presence of God, the presence of Christ who will be with you in everything and everything and anything that you will encounter in the new year, as God, Jesus have always been with you. Now, for our next episode, in the new year, we look forward to new realities. And one of the great things about the new year when January rolls around is that it becomes, for those of us who really enjoy that, we enter into football heaven, right? We get all the college, you know, the real significant college bowl games. We get into the NFL playoffs, and it all builds up to the Super Bowl. Man, it's a great way to start the year, you know. So our next episode, okay, is going to be titled Finding It in Football. Finding It in Football. The guys will definitely be fired up about this, and you know, some of the gals might as well. I know a few gals that really are into the game. So if you're not into the game, make sure your husband watches the episode, or your brother or your dad or whoever, you know, if you know someone that is really into football. And here is the thing. I'm going to have on the show, and this is a great trivia question that you're probably not going to have the answer to. I'm going to bring on a guest who is one of the very, 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 and I mean very few people on the planet. And he's going to bring the hardware. A person who has 5 rings. It's not Tom Brady, okay? 5 rings. He's got 3 college football championship rings and 2 Super Bowl rings. Listen, a lot of people that are in the College Football Hall of Fame and in the Pro Football Hall of Fame cannot claim that. Yet this person can, and he's going to bring the rings. And we're going to talk to him about how football has been very meaningful, clearly, in his life, and how it's helped him even find the presence of God, the presence of Jesus, how Jesus has used, you know, his gifts in football to bring about new life within himself and life. And so many of those people that he coached and he collaborated with, fascinating episode, I can tell you, fascinating guest. This guy is larger than life. So we look forward to having you there once again. Have a wonderful, enjoy these days of the Christmas season. Have a wonderful, wonderful, safe new year. Keep trying to find it, and we'll catch you in the new year.